Cool. All right. So welcome,
Crazy.
welcome, welcome. Another episode of Africans Talk Football. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas. It's been a little bit took a little break since we last talked, but I hope everyone had a good Christmas, good holiday. Just want to say that first and foremost to you, boys. And then thank you again to all of our friends, all of our supporters out there. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas to you as well in the various countries that honestly listen to this. So just want to say shout out to you guys. I know it's been a little bit since we've been on. Um, I think last time I was here, I was talking about the commentator said 29 games in 13 days, something like that. It's already been like just a week or so since we've last talked, and there's our teams have played twice already, so it's kind of crazy. Honestly, kind of just want to jump into it with the games that started today, and then we could talk a little bit about our midweek games as well. But I want to start with United because their most recent game was very interesting. They one of those 2-0 down at home, they come back and win 3-2. And honestly, I was watching the game with Gabriel, and afterwards, I forgot who the commentator was, but he started gassing United. I think he said something like, "This is how it should be, Manchester United." Just went on a little minute little banger. But I feel like United still isn't back. But this is one of those wins that I feel like Ten Hag needed to not get fired or sacked probably that next day. To be honest, um, but it was a massive win for you guys. I feel like, especially with how good Aston Villa was playing. How did you feel after the dub?
Today I feel uh, very good. We beat a top four team. We beat one of the teams that on this podcast was projected to finish top four. Again, Aston Villa will not make top four this season in the Premier League, and I hope the game against United showed why. Um, yeah, I thought it was great that we got the 3 points. I think most importantly, Rasmus, getting his goal.
Hmm.
Um, was huge, especially it being the winning goal. No better time to get your first goal than
Still ain't beat
a
those
moment like
allegations.
that. What's that?
He still ain't beat them allegations, but continue.
Oh yeah, it was a beautiful goal.
It
Hit the
was.
post and went in. Very clutch. I think this guy's good. I think obviously, his record in the Prem hasn't been great statistically. But for me, it was never like he's been like missing chances. He doesn't really, miss the amount of chances as someone like Nicholas Jackson does. But
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
I think if he
Crazy
were, I
throwing
think at
strays.
100%, I think if he would have had the amount of chances that Jackson would, I think we'd have a whole different conversation about this guy, and I think the narrative around him would be
He has
different.
though.
But
Continue.
I don't believe that he's had the same amount of chances that other strikers have, and part of that is just due to the way that we play. We don't really generate a lot of chances. We're one of the lowest scoring teams in the Premier League, so yeah, I mean, for him to get a goal is huge, and hats off to Rasmus. Rasmus, yeah, I think we have one there, man. We have one there, so yeah, and I mean. I do want to say this because he is going to leave for the AFCON, but the only reason we were down 2-0 again was because of Andre Onana. Why do the first goal wasn't even a shot, it was a cross. We're letting in crosses now from set pieces, so it's just like anytime there's like a situation where you're being challenged at all, it's just going to go in. It's going to be a shot on target. And, quite frankly, I just feel like he's made a lot of mistakes. And to be honest with you, I'm kind of happy that he's going to the AFCON. And I don't know what this Turkish keeper Bayındır looks like. The fact that he hasn't played a minute up until this point is a little kind of concerning for me, because it's just like you haven't even rotated at all once. This guy literally has played every single moment of every single match we've been in this year. So hopefully he can kick on and we can eliminate some of these issues in the back. But I felt like that game shouldn't even got to 2-0. I just thought it was just mistakes by the keeper. But we came back. We gave everyone a show. Rasmus got his first goal. What a way to cap it off at Old Trafford. Yeah, part of the boys. But I just do want to say quickly before I get off United, I thought the game against West Ham was very poor. And it was very poor because I thought in that game West Ham was also very average, and I think just the better of the two average teams won that day. And
You mean Wolves?
I believe we lost.
No, West Ham.
We
Oh,
lost.
it was. I'm sorry.
West
Yeah,
Ham.
you're right. Yeah, you're right. It was West Ham.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's Chelsea.
So
No,
yeah, and again, great finish by Jared Bowen, but on the first goal, again, you got to look at the keeper and be like, what's going on here? So, but yeah, good work, United.
So I had probably like two big takeaways from that match, and I think we've all said this before, but United is terrible on set pieces. I mean, both of your goals all set pieces, just totally crazy. Just totally unmarked players, just no idea what's going on in the middle there, and I think that's going to be a big reason that you guys don't get into the top four. Because I mean, there's going to be X amount of corners and set pieces a match, and if you guys are bad on them, I just feel like it's always suspect. You're liable to score on those. But on the positive side, Rashford had been sitting down, not starting for 2-3 matches now. He gets to start in front of Anthony, and honestly, I think Rashford. I think he needed that because although he didn't score, he had the assist to Garnacho. There was the one that got called back as well. I feel like that kind of lit a fire under him. He was way more active in the front, in the attacking third. Still liability on defense, but when Rashford is able to like beat players and he's getting those crosses in, I feel like that's when he's dangerous. And he looked good. Like he looked good to me.
Yeah, I thought positive performance from him. I still I like that Ten Hag subbed him off towards the end of the game. I think that the players that were taken off like warranted to be taken off at that point in the game. And yeah, I mean, just like he just needs to understand that like he's not above getting subbed off or not starting games if you're not making an impact on the field. And to be very honest with you, I'm looking at a guy like Alejandro Garnacho, and it's like low key for me, like he's having a really good season, and it's like here's a guy where I can look at and I'm like, okay, he was good last year. It looks like he's taking another leap this year. I'm looking at you and being like, that's your competition. And I mean, he scored too. It was his 2 goals that got us back into the game. So big shout out to him again. I think that we got a gem in there. But yeah, Rashford obviously needs to. We're a much better team with when Rashford is on form, and he just needs to figure out what's going on. But good game.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think Garnacho is definitely your best player right now by far. I think he's what keeps you guys in matches, and I think it's just like his energy. Like that guy is rapid. He's like he's just all over the place and a very hard worker. My question is, the agent finally got his goal. Took about 14, 15 matches, something like that, for him to finally get his goal. Great way to, great fashion too. And a great finish as well. Cornelius is we were talking about his celebration, and Cornelius said he couldn't even really celebrate because that was months of emotion kind of built into that, and pent up. And I completely agree. 'Cause after a drought like that, you're just starving for a goal. So it's dope. But kind of, now that he finally got his goal, we see this a lot with strikers when they finally get that goal. Do you see him, continuously, in maybe the next 3-4 matches, maybe 2-3 goals in the next 5 or something like that? Do you see that in his future, or do you think he might go on another drought?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, like you said, I mean, for it to be 15 games and him to finally get this goal, obviously, like, is a talking point. But the fact that he's done it now, he can just focus on just playing. I feel like, especially going to a club like United for as young as he is. I mean, like, yes, it's a lot of adjustment, but like, hey, I mean, you're here for a reason, and you got to step up and play. So I think he can be a really good player, man. I'm looking for, like, he's going to be so much better this year. I'm sorry, next year. But yeah, I think like this could be the kick on to his season, and I don't see why he can't get anywhere from. I mean, we're still in FA Cup too, so like like you need to get at least 10, 10 to 12 goals. You know what I'm saying?
He had to hold himself back.
Yeah, he gonna say something crazy.
No, I
He
mean
gonna say
10 to
something
15 goals,
crazy.
10 to 15 goals all comps. Like, why not? Why can't you do that?
I mean, he's already got what 5 in
Should be
Champions
able
League.
to,
Yeah.
I know you're out
Well,
of that.
no.
You're
I'm
out of.
talking about just going forward. I'm not talking about
Okay.
Champions League, like and that's another thing why I really wasn't bothered by these. Like, oh, he's never scored for United. You know what I'm saying? Some teams are not even in the Champions League, and it's just like, what are you talking about? But I just think like going forward, like if we were to say, no, I'm just saying, I'm just defending my striker. You know what I'm saying? We'll talk about some strikers later on today. We saw them today, but I'm just saying, like going forward, 10 to 15 goals for Rasmus. I don't see why not from now to the end of the season. Like,
Do you think Rasmus will have more goals than some strikers we'll talk about later on this episode? Moving forward.
Just like starting just from now.
From now, because they both got one today, right?
Did they?
Oh no one. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
No, I'm just saying we can start January 1st.
Okay,
I will start to say starting January 1st, or just January 1st, or just whenever our next game. Are the next games in the new year?
We can start January 1st.
January 1st.
Clean new year, clean slate.
New year. When does Chelsea play? I just want to make sure our dates are.
We play Saturday.
We play Saturday.
Is that New Year's?
Mm-hmm. No, that's the day before.
That's
New Year's Eve.
Yeah. Okay, let's say.
Listen, January.
Let's go from this game forward, starting our next games for both of us.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So going forward, Rasmus Højlund will definitely have more goals than Nicholas Jackson. 100%. 100%. I will even give you plus. I will even give you like.
Don't do that. That'd be my lock of the year.
Yeah. I might give you plus one. I'm gonna do it at the end of the. I'll give you plus two goals from now to the end of the year. From now to the end of the year, Rasmus will outscore Nicholas Jackson.
No, that's crazy. I want to ask you about your lineup. We saw some guys come in, Eriksson, guys we haven't seen in a while. Yeah. Moving forward, what do you think your lineup is going to look like? Because Rashford just came in too.
Yeah, I think Rashford did just come in, but I think one of the biggest reasons why we found success was because Scott McTominay wasn't playing. I think it's very easy to see that like Kobe Mainoo is ready to play, and I think when you pair him up next to somebody like Eriksson, I don't see why Amrabat's not in that role, but I think Eriksson came in and played well, and I mean Bruno obviously is our captain, so he's gonna start. I think one of the biggest reasons why we found success was because McTominay wasn't playing, and we actually had three players in the midfield actually, defending, distributing, and not hiding away from, the ball when we need you to show up. So yeah, I mean, Scott McTominay obviously has shown that he can score goals, but like, man, it has to be him or Bruno, and you're not going to start over Bruno. So I think one of the things Ten Hag got right was dropping McTominay. Eriksson was fine, but again, like long term, we need a solution there because he can't play 90 minutes and going forward for us. So yeah, midfield was good. Shout out to Kobe Mainoo, man. Another guy who has come in and stepped up, making more of an impact than some of these guys have been for the past few years. So
where's Mason Mount? What's going on with Mount?
I have no idea. I have no idea. I mean, he's hurt. I'm not even thinking about him. You know what I'm saying? I think guys like him, guys like Lissandro, Casemiro, in my head, like you're just not even in the picture right now. We'll get them back mid-January.
Is he injured? Is Mount injured?
Mount is injured. Yeah,
he's injured.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know.
Yeah. He's not just out of the picture. He's actually injured.
Big summer signing. I'm just checking.
No, yeah. I mean, shout out Ten Hag. Don't know what that was about.
No, that's cool. So before we transition, I kind of want to touch on two teams that, we've talked about a little bit in the last few weeks, but both ended up taking L's. One team was Aston Villa. We kind of talked about them, and then another team was West Ham, who also took an L.
What about Newcastle?
We can talk about Newcastle too, because they're all in that same group of teams in the last 18 months or so that have been on the up and up. Traditionally Premier League, staples, but yeah, Salam likes to call them hipster FC. We're talking teams like Newcastle, we're talking teams like Aston Villa,
the three of these
and
guys.
West Ham.
You guys been excluded.
Brighton as well. He likes to call Brighton a hipster team as well.
No. I call out situations.
But for the sake of the year, just because we're about to be halfway through the Prem season, so we can kind of assess where they've done, this first half of the year. Do you see these teams battling for the top four? And if so, do you think that United is going to be in that top four spot? Because that's what it seems like you're saying.
I think we have a better chance than those teams, and that's because our teams, like I said a few weeks ago, we haven't seen our full team yet, and we have guys that are out. And I feel like the fact that we can be down 2-0 to a title contending, title contending Aston Villa team, I think says a lot. You know what I'm saying? We were to come back and to win 2-0 and from 2-0 to win 3-2. I think that, does that say a lot about my team or that team? I think it's maybe a little bit of both, but I think we've seen that these teams at their best. And now look at Newcastle. Newcastle's losing. Look how they're losing. You scored first, and then what? And then all of a sudden, I'm seeing texts about, well, they do have players out. What about when we have players out? Yeah, this is the Premier League, man, and injuries happen. This is sports. And I told you, and I said the same thing. And I said the same thing. Just wait. Newcastle is showing you what I said about Aston Villa. Wait till some of these guys drop, and then what? And then you're going to be looking around and being like, oh, Consa and Alberto Moreno, can you help save me? Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I think you guys love the Prem, man. I think it's all good. Yeah,
bro. Stop it. Don't say some like they don't have a full 11 out. Don't say some like they don't have a full 11 out. Like in their 11, these are guys who are either in the starting. These are guys who are either in the starting 11 or probably sometimes the next man up in their respective positions. Don't act like that. Come on, bro. I'm not even trying to hear it. I'm not. You don't have a starting 11 out.
Every team.
It's okay to have four guys. Okay, everyone has 4 guys, 5 guys out. We get it. To have a full starting 11 out with starters and bench players included into that, and they want to go. They have an academy youth starting. Like, I'm not even hearing it, bro. Like, I'm not hearing nothing about no hipster.
I know you don't follow United as much as I do, but we've been in the same position. Hey, let me ask you.
Do you have a starting 11 out right now?
You watch a lot of football.
Do you have a starting 11 out right now?
No, I'm just saying at one point in the year, I could show you our injury list.
Did you have 11? Did you have 11?
Yeah.
Were they all
we had
starters
more than 11.
guys
yeah,
going
100%. 100%. Hey,
guys talking about Johnny Evans.
You watched the West Ham game, right? You watched the West Ham game, right? When we played them. Did you see our center back? Did you know who he is? You watch a lot of football. Did you know who he was? I didn't even know who he was. I watch everything. I have an MUTV subscription. I just no idea who that was. We have a lot of injuries too, man. I'm just saying, bro.
Do you have a starting 11?
Is a firm example.
A starting 11. All I'm saying is a starting 11. You have not in one point this season had a starting 11 out, bro. Of starters and guys who are coming right off the bench in the respective position if that person gets hurt.
Hey, bro, they were up 1-0.
They were up
1-0. They were out of starters when they were up 1-0. When Isak scored the goal, they weren't down 11 starters. That game.
Bro.
Come on, bro.
Well, when they finish above you on the table, when they finish above you on the table, I just want to hear it. When they finish above you on the table, I just want to hear it.
I still think those teams have a better chance of making the top 4, top 5 than United does.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, is this about like United or is this about just like can they make top 4?
No, it's about. I mean, it wasn't about United more so, but we're coming off United. You guys just played West Ham, who's literally a point behind you on the table, And they haven't played yet. They're on 18
Well,
matches currently. You guys are on 19
They
matches.
see us tomorrow.
And then Villa is sitting on 39 points. Newcastle is also right behind West Ham on 29 points. So it's like those teams are all within the same.
Yeah.
You guys are all fighting for that fourth spot right now. Spurs is
fair.
above you at 36. You know what I mean? You still got a little ways to go before you even jump to get to 5. So, you're with Hipster FC. You might not be one of them hipsters, but you're at the bar drinking an IPA right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're definitely at the bar. You know what I'm saying? So
I am.
So yeah. So I just wanted to temperature check, see where you kind of hold United amongst those teams right around the same spot. But a team that's fighting just to stay in the top half of the table. Big Chelsea got a big win today.
Y'all don't want to talk about that L?
No, I do want to talk about the L because
I'm just making sure.
No. The only reason I do want to talk about the L is because there's no what I've been saying all year. We can't find no consistency. We come off the Newcastle Carabao win in PKs. I'm thinking, okay, well, we see Wolves and we see Palace next. This could be a little bit of a momentum builder as we end the year. Let's hopefully just get another 2-3 wins in a row. Let's string together a good, a good run of form. And the Wolves loss, I feel like, was bad just because we didn't look like we were up for the game at all. It was good to see Nkunku come in and get the goal, but honestly, I didn't even see it because as soon as they scored their second, I turned the TV off. You know what I'm saying? It was over for me because I've seen us lose that game time and time again this year, where we go down early, we kind of fight for a little bit, 10, 15 minutes, but then we kind of give up. The second goal scored late, and it's just like, damn. So I wasted 90 minutes watching shit football. Like I could have honestly done so much more with my time. You know what I mean? So even going into today's match, I'm looking at, okay, we're at home. This will be good for us. It's not Boxing Day, but it's the day after. Everyone had their holiday already. You were with your families. Hopefully those who were able to be, you got it out the way. Let's go into this midweek match. Let's hopefully win. And I think I said this would be a 2-1 win. I didn't know how we were going to get it. We had Cole Palmer out because of accumulation of yellow cards. So that was a big L for us. Enzo got a knock, so he's also out. So when I'm looking at our midfield, I was a little shaky, because one, I've already said this, multiple times on this pod. I'm not the biggest Caicedo fan. And, today he had a few fouls early, got a yellow card, and wasn't really the most productive in our midfield. Conor Gallagher played, decently well, but having those two try to run my midfield gives me, it gives me the shivers. So when I see that and we're able to score early, I'm like, okay, cool. Let's see out the first half. End up not being able to take out the 2 minutes of extra time that we're rewarded in the second half. They got a goal. And now it's like, okay, let's see if this team can fight back. And for most of the second half, they looked like they might have scored on us. So for us, I'm just glad we were able to get this win. We usually get it done against Palace. I think they said we haven't lost to Palace in the last 4 years or something, home and away. It's usually a draw or a win on our end. So, that's one of the teams in London we know we can beat. But they also said we hadn't beat a London team at Stamford Bridge since I think it was like 6 months, something like that. So you have to win those London derbies, whether they be big or small. You know what I mean? So it's good to win the game at home. We have a tough match this Saturday, but I don't know. It was good to see some of the players get a run. I think Nkunku unlocked a lot of what our offense was able to do. He linked up with Mudryk. Gusto looked good as well, him flying up the right wing. So it's good to see that we have players that can rotate and give a shift once, our big guys are out. I feel like a lot of players are going to get rotated over these next couple of weeks just because there are so many games for real. Like we played 3 times in 7 or 8 days. We had FA Cup, then we had a match, and then we played today, then we play on Saturday. So I feel like guys are going to get rotated in and out, but I just would like to see a little more consistency. It was good to see Nkunku back. I can't wait till he gets a run like with our full team for real.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good win, fraudulent win, but we'll take it. I mean, like I said, we just need results right now. Sometimes, these style of play and building and for me, sometimes it's just bullshit. Like some of these guys just need to see wins. These guys are young, like at some point they need that confidence to be like, okay, we can finish our games. I mean, look at how you played in the first half. All that good work erased within 1 minute of halftime. I mean, it's sad to watch sometimes. And these guys are young. This is the youngest lineup Chelsea's put out since 1991. That is wild to me. Since 1991, this is the youngest lineup we've put out. And I mean, for them to come out with a win, that's good. But also, when we talk about the Wolves game, I mean, the Wolves game is literally us this season. Raheem Sterling at 3-on-1, man. What I've never seen a level of selfishness in such an experienced player, knowing what we're going through.
That's terrible.
Just get an easy one to get guys going, and he just completely just misses it. Just chose the worst option out of every option he had.
He
just the worst option.
To his left.
Could have done so many things, and he chose the worst option. And not having him today and seeing how things look different today with Nkunku, it's just like when he comes in, like, where do you fit in all of this? Palmer is still one of the main guys on this team. Let's not get it confused at all. When he comes, he takes whoever's position it is. I love seeing Mudryk score today, but I mean, Poch with some of his subs, man. It's Gusto flying on the right side. You take out Cowell and put Gusto on the left, and it's just head scratching to me. Like, it makes no sense to me. Like, absolutely makes no sense. I'm just glad we came out with the win, because if we didn't come out with the win, there were going to be a lot of things that stuck out. A
lot of questions that Poch would have to answer.
It's just
a lot of questions.
I don't know, man. It's time to actually sit Nicholas Jackson. I think it's time. People have to feel it. You have to. There has to be consequences. As a striker, a chance like that, I mean, to take us up 2-1, and you just completely miss that.
Terrible,
bro. I mean, these are chances that I'm just like, I know I can put that away. Like, you're a striker. This is what you do. You should have different types of arsenal in terms of when it comes to finishing. Like, there has to be a lot in your locker. You can't just be a one-way finisher. You can't. You're telling me you can't scoop that around the keeper? I mean, it's unbelievable. Next game, you're gonna see him on the lineup. Where is the consequence? Like, where is the competition that you keep talking about? He has to sit. Next game, sit him. Let somebody else come in.
You're gonna turn him in Rashford. Watch. He'll be entitled.
Yeah, exactly. I watched this guy's press conference all the time, and you're saying the right things about competition. We just have to win. We just have to win. Okay, but then you keep giving some of these guys like almost like leeway, bringing Jackson in every game. I get it. He's young. This is his third season in professional football at the big level. This is just his third year. I get everything, but at some point, he has to know what it means to wear that shirt. He has to know what club he's playing for. You don't get that time to just be fraudulent, just doing stuff on social media. Like, just I don't know. There's so many things that I'm just like have happened this season that is just like I don't see any accountability. Everybody just looks like they can just do whatever. And it's I don't know, man. I like the win. That Luton game it's
tricky.
Bro, it's
a trap.
I swear on everything, I don't see us walking out of there with a win. I just don't see it. The way they've been playing lately, dude, it's crazy the way they've been playing.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know if we're gonna outplay them. And it's crazy to say this is the bottom of the league. This team is at the bottom. But I don't have any confidence that we're gonna outplay these guys. So
I
don't
agree.
know.
Luton is tough at home, man. That stadium is tough to go there and then get a result. So
behind that house,
dude, I don't know, but I mean, we saw Lavia come in, clearly not ready. I mean, we could see that his fitness, yeah. You could tell the fitness level is just not there. You know, he got lost
oh my
after
goodness.
10 minutes. After 10 minutes, my guy was done. I was like, damn, you're not ready. But it was good to see him, you know, like we need to see some of these guys. And a win like this is good for these guys. These guys are young, but we can't keep running that narrative. Like you have one game a week. Okay, the Christmas break, you have a couple of games every other day. But bro, you're not playing in a lot of competitions. These games have to mean a lot more to you guys than you guys display. You play one good half and then it's nothing. I don't know, man.
I understand. So my question is, you know, Cuckoo got one of his not like his first start, but you know, his first start since the injury came in. Did his thing kind of just go through his performance? What do you think? Would you
I was okay with it. I was satisfied. Except for the one that he felt like he maybe had a little bit more time than he did.
Yeah.
Other than that, I felt like it was a decent performance. And guys like that, we need guys like that. I want to see how he works with Sterling. But when Sterling shows me what he did at the Wolves game,
yeah,
it doesn't give me any hope, you know? Like, bro, I was saying that we look completely different. Like the first 45 minutes, ball was moving, everything, and then we get that, you know, they get that goal, and everything changes. And that has been our season, like in a whole. It's just good performance. Something happened, heads down. We kind of struggle to fight back. Sometimes we end up getting something, sometimes we don't. Or most of the times we don't. And that was the Wolves game. And today we got something. Yeah, I don't know, man.
I would be so I again I really like Nkuku. I've been saying this since the jump. I think he's somebody that can unlock our offense for real. And kind of like what I've been hoping, you know, over the last couple of weeks since we've been hearing that he and Lavia are getting back into the team. I want to see Cole Palmer. I want to see Nkunku. I want to see Mudryk. And you know, whether the striker be Nicholas Jackson or Broya, I want to see those that four, some kind of combination with that four, because I feel like with Nkunku there, Sterling has to actually now become if he's not performing, then your spot's not there, because Cole Palmer starting and Nkunku, we didn't buy him for him to get hurt and sit the bench for 6 months. Like that's honestly that we didn't see that coming. He was supposed to be in the plans from the jump. So now that he's here, he's already looking decent. I mean, when you could clearly see that the ball moved quicker in the first half, just with him moving from right to left, him and Mudryk overlapping runs, you know, quick balls, big switches over to Gusto when he's making that long run. You know what I'm saying? Like the offense looked a lot more fluid. And I feel like with Cole in there instead of Ian Matson, you know, obviously
it looks different.
You know, it looks totally different. So I would love to see them work together. You know, Luton is a great team to try anything against. You know, obviously they've been playing well these last 2-3 weeks with huge wins, but again, they're at the bottom of the table for a reason. We should show our dominance, show that we're Chelsea. This is a game there. We smacked them up 3-0 at home. They're going to want to come back and try to smack us in the mouth as well, especially how they've been playing. So I feel like this is a game where you can kind of be a little creative. You know, our center backs should probably still be Thiago Silva and, you know, whoever next to him, because he's clearly still our best center back. But
sadly he is. You know, when he didn't start the game, I was like, okay, let's see what, you know, we look like without him. And for what, almost 45 minutes, we were good, right? And then they get the goal, and then even after we came back from the second half, we didn't look the same until he came in. So I would like to think, okay, it's time to move off of him. I believe we have to, but he seems to still be a big part of this team. So there's rumors that they're not bringing him back, but to me personally, bring him back. Well, I know it's crazy, but you got to keep somebody like this at least around the team at least one more year. Some of these guys need that, you know, that grooming. They need somebody like him, you know, to learn from. And I would bring him back one more year. I really would bring him back one more year. But it's crazy. He's too old to, like be dependent on him. But we have to be realistic. He really does help us. He does.
Yeah, no. I think it's interesting that, like, I don't know, Badish Shield. That guy is still has a big question mark over his name for me. Like, I think he can be good, but
he's a fraud.
He just hasn't.
It's a consistency.
Yeah, it's the consistency, man. One day he can look great, the next he can put up that stinker that he
you
had.
see that slip he had in the first half.
Yeah, you go and do that. So
that was very
even that Newcastle game,
Yeah, Newcastle, Callum Wilson. Yeah, but one thing I do want to say about one thing I do want to say about Chelsea is I think you guys will be good, semi-good when you have two creators on the pitch. I think this is a big thing for a lot of teams. Like, I think every team needs like two creators to be on the pitch at the same time for your offense to not be stagnant. And we haven't really seen that with Chelsea recently because all of your starting lineups have just been, Cole Palmer's been your creative, Conor Gallagher when he could, but he's not really like that creative guy. And then Enzo as well, but he's playing in a deeper role, so he can't really have as much impact on the front three and offensively as he'd like to be. But I believe that I think Luton is a perfect opportunity to start Nkunku, to start Cole Palmer, and I think those are your two creatives right there. Clearly, over the past, since Nkunku unfortunately got his injury, but he was creating for Chelsea before the injury. Cole Palmer came in, obviously showing that he's your best player, and that he's going to be the creative one. And I feel like it looks a little bit stagnant because you don't have another guy for Nkunku to kind of play with us, but like he doesn't have another guy to combine with, just like another guy to combine with. And I feel like, hey, after that pause, chill. But no, like I feel like when Cole Palmer comes back and he's on the right side, well, I think he'll be on the right side, or whatever side he's on. Honestly, and Nkunku's there, I think that's when your offense will be a lot more fluid. And that's why I think guys will start finding the pockets and, it won't be as stagnant. I think him then there's already been a big impact with those two. Because I think our creators I think we have more than two creators, but I think our main creators are Saka and Odegaard. And when they're not on the pitch together, there's clearly it's a little bit more stagnant, you know what I mean? So
one more thing before we move on though. I don't know if you've noticed, Cornelius, but until he figures out if he wants to play back four or back three, I feel like we will have this defensive issues, the lapses in concentration. Because I always believe if you don't have a consistent back four, that defense will always be shaky. If you don't know who your main guys are, it'll always be shaky. He starts with a back four and then goes to a back three. It's like, what do you want to do? Do you want to play back three or do you want to play back four? Pick one.
So personally, what I think that a lot of just like the past managers we've had, just in general, because of the personnel that we got at defenders, I feel like we want to play a back four, but if we live in a perfect world, our starting right and left back would be Ben Chilwell and Reece James, both who have the ability to go up and both who can cross very well. So I think because of the personnel we have, generally we've played with a back four, but then once we have the ball, whoever is, whatever side we're being dominant on, whether that be we're going down the right with Reece or we're coming down the left with, Chile, it turns into a back three because they both have the ability to play center half. Reece James not as well, but, we now can have Caicedo sit or now have Enzo sit and kind of fill in that role if either of them go up. So I feel like in a perfect world, we want to have that because that's kind of what the new style is of defenders anyway. Most good teams, if you look at City, if you look at Arsenal, they have a back four, but then when they go up, Saliba's attacking or, down the right side, they have someone attacking. So it's kind of like the new hybrid, you know what I'm saying? Like everyone kind of has a back four, back three, and Pep started that, Pep kind of started that, and you're seeing more teams adopt it. But yeah, I agree. I still think we're weak at defense. We don't have another center back for real that I can trust. Our outside backs get hurt annual and injury. Reece James, we know it's always 2-3 months. Ben Chilwell, it's always 2-3 months. So it's like if we can't really rely on them, we need to just have a solid 4 who we just stick with. But these guys aren't ready yet. A lot of them are new, so it's one of those things too. But it's like, damn, bro, like I wish we just had one, either Reece or Ben. Just one of y'all stay healthy, because it really mucks up the plan when you can't have a solid defense. You know what I'm saying? And like it starts back there. If you can't be sure in the guy to your right, to your left, it's like, all right, well, now we have to adjust everybody else to kind of sit back, and now our offense can't do what we want them to do. So
yeah, it's like these guys are young, so the objective has to be clear. It has to be clear. They have to know what they're doing, or we're gonna have things like that happen.
I agree.
Yeah, good win. I'm always gonna take the 3
points. Yeah, man.
Especially at home. Just to end on Chelsea, I think that moving into this new year, that we will see more points in the second half of the season than we did in the first half of the season.
I agree.
Like 19 games through, we were sitting on 25 points. Like that's pretty bad, to be honest. When some of these teams are almost already at 40. So it's like we have to catch up if you have any hopes of being top 4, top 6, whatever it is now. But the good things are we're still in a semifinal for a cup, so that's huge. We're still looking very bright. We have players coming back off injury, so I think in the second half of the season we see a lot more success than we did. Even if we don't see as many wins, I feel like there'll be less losses, more draws. We'll probably get more wins as well. Yeah. But yeah, man, to switching on over to Arsenal. Arsenal's, I mean, they're doing their thing. They're in a complete race. We're halfway through the season at this point. Some teams have played 19 matches. They are totally in a race, sitting currently 2 points behind Liverpool. They actually they had one of the big matches in the past couple of weeks. Liverpool Arsenal was pretty big. We've been talking about that probably as game of the year so far, and did not disappoint. 1-1 draw, but Arsenal is doing what they got to do, honestly, to stay right there at the top. Especially with City, the way the City has been kind of looking a little lackluster. I know Kevin De Bruyne is coming back, so that'll be a huge, win for them. But Arsenal is kind of just being solid. They have currently 12 wins, 4 draws, and only 2 losses. 36 goals for, with one of the best defenses in the league. Both them and Liverpool just sitting on 16 goals against. So it's like when you look at a team that wants to win the league, they have a plus 20 goal differential. They're winning games at home, and they're just getting away with those wins that you kind of need to if you want to be a championship winning side. And so obviously the Liverpool match was huge. You guys have another big match coming up here shortly, but kind of just talk about the last week, your last couple, or the Liverpool draw. I don't know if I said when. Liverpool draw was huge, but just kind of talk about the last week or so, and then even looking forward to your next match, which is going to be another challenge against West Ham tomorrow. So kind of how do you feel about that moving forward and looking back in this last week?
Yeah, to be honest, I'm satisfied with the point at Anfield. I mean, if we want to be completely honest and be transparent, we should have lost that match. Just being honest. Not we should have, but we very easily could have lost that match. So to get out of Anfield with a point, I think it's more of a win for us than it is a win for them in a sense. I think I think we'll be happier about the result with us getting the point rather than them getting the point. But I don't like I said, I don't really think that our play has been bad. I don't think we played poorly. I don't think that they completely dominated us. But this is what I expected. I didn't expect to go into Anfield and dominate this team, dominate possession. No, you're not. Very few teams are going to go into Anfield and do that. And yes, we are one of those teams. But after Jurgen Klopp goes on national television and says, "Anfield, we need you on Saturday," yeah, it's not going to happen. I'm sorry. And they showed up for sure. It's just not going to happen. Liverpool, they're fully back. This is one of the best teams in the Prem, and they showed what they're capable of. Like I said in weeks previous, and I'll continue to say this for the rest of the season. I knew where the goal was coming from since when they released the schedule for the entire year. I could have told you where the goal was coming from. And it's unfortunate. Like I said, it's unfortunate because outside of that, I mean,
Zinni got cooked. I'm talking.
It's every match, man.
Big
it's every
cookies.
Match. And it's like it's unfortunate because like it's not even like you can go and look and say, okay, well, he tried. Like, nah, the defending was just it's like a mannequin. It's like a mannequin. And these like I said, these are the type of like I would rather Trent score that goal, or when they have like the 5v, I'd rather us make a mistake in the 5v, 2, whatever. I'd rather Trent score that for 1-1 than Zinni get beat like that. And it's like, and it's because it's like none of our defenders are getting beat 1v1 like that. And even if they do get beat like 1v1 like that, they recover, or it's very rare. This is a defender that week in, week out, we see you get beat. And it's only when getting cooked. And it's only when, we play a team that is dominant in possession, or a team that we're going to dominate possession and things of that sort, where Zinni looks good. It's the only time Zinni looks good, really. When we're not dominating possession, we play a top side with top wingers, a Salah, a Doku, a Leon Bailey, a Grealish, any of those type of players, he's getting beat every time. And it's unfortunate because these are valuable points that we're missing. This is part of the reason we didn't win the league last year. You know what I mean? So it's just unfortunate that's how they scored their goal, and I could have told you that goal was going to be scored years ago or months ago. But outside of that, I'm not mad at the performance. I'm very happy that we got the first goal. If we didn't get that first goal early, then I don't know where it would have ended up, if I'm being completely honest. So I'm very happy with the result. Happy to get out there with a point. And we're just gonna look forward to the next match. I mean, we didn't lose. It was a week where Villa took an L, and they took an L, and we were able to somewhat capitalize and get a point. And you got to capitalize on those weeks when top teams that you're in a race with, or top 4 teams, top 5 teams, when they can afford to drop, when they drop points, you can't really afford to also drop points. You have to take advantage of those weeks. So in a week like that, I'm happy to come out at least with something. Like Denzel said, man, I'm leaving here with something. So yeah, no, I'm happy that we left there with something, and just looking forward towards tomorrow. It's not going to be an easy match, but at least it's at home. And yeah.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Crazy.
It's always good when you can disrupt the title race, Yeah. Good luck.
No, we'll be good.
Where's the West Ham game? Is it the Emirates?
It's at the Emirates. At the Emirates. That's why I'm confident going into this one. I think we should. I mean, they've been playing well, but we've been playing well too, despite the draw. Outside of that, we've been beating teams. Doing well in Champions League. Most of our team is here. We still have, of course, some pretty big injuries and some major places, but I think right Timber's hurt, Tomiyasu's hurt, Fabio Vieira's hurt. Kai Havertz is suspended for tomorrow. Who else?
Partey's back though, right? He's back
Partey's in training, but they said he might be healthy for this week, but I don't know. We'll see.
What's your score prediction
for this weekend?
Yeah, for tomorrow. Or Arsenal.
Sorry, for tomorrow. I mean, honestly, we're gonna get scored on because Kudus is gonna be on the side of Zinni, so you can already kind of go there. I would say, I know I'm so serious. Like, you guys think I'm joking? I'm about to put the bet in now. But I think it'll be 2-1, 3-1. I think they'll score, like I just said. But I think we have enough quality, man. I think we have enough quality to get the job done. And I don't know where our goals are going to come from, but they'll come. They'll come in some way, form, or fashion, and we'll be good. I just want us to get out this week with 6 points. We got this week with 6 points, finish the top of the table, go into the new year, buy Ivan Toney. That's literally that's my wish list. That's my wish list. So
all right. But I want to ask about Gabriel Jesus. What's up? What's going on?
We know. What's up? We know.
What do you mean? Be more specific.
No production, in my opinion. I don't see any output from Jesus this season.
I mean,
he's been missing for real.
He's a striker who doesn't score, Mike. Just leave him alone.
He was first and foremost, he was a little injured. Yes, Papa, just to hold on. Papa, I don't have any faith in Zinchenko defensively. Defensively only, though. Defensively, he's garbage. But outside of that, he's pretty good. In the midfield. He should just be a midfielder.
No faith in Z.
No faith. But no, Jesus was injured this year for quite a bit of time. Missed some weeks, like over a month or so. But no, I mean, he said it himself. He goes straight to the source. This guy said he's not a goal scorer, and that's why we need to go buy one. And I think it's like I said before, I think it's funny that, there's a guy who was upset that, Zinchenko started in the false nine position at City, and he wanted to be Arsenal's main number 9, and then he comes to not in national TV, but comes in public and says that, I'm not really a goal scorer. So that's cool. Go to the wing where you should be. And I'm just being completely honest. At this point, go back up Martinelli or go back up Saka. Or back up Ivan Toney when he comes to Arsenal. That's where I'm at with it. And it's not like I don't like Gabriel Jesus. I think he's a great player for us. I think he's completely changed the dynamic of our team. What he provides for us is very irreplaceable. If I'm being completely honest, but at the end of the day, your main job is to score goals. And we're 19 matches into the Premier League season, and I know you missed some time, but you have 3. Like I said last week, there's no reason that Eddie Nketiah should have more goals than you. There's no reason. And I know our goals are a lot more spread out this year between our players, but at the end of the day, 19 matches in, I need my striker to have at least 10 goals. 8 to 10 goals. We're top of the table and our main striker has 3 goals. Imagine if our main striker had 9 goals.
He might end up being the difference.
It's not even might. It is the difference. That's literally the difference. That's the difference between winning a title and not winning a title. And when you have a guy who can consistently go and score goals. So no wonder we're looking at a Solanke right now. The guy is firing. He has 12 goals in the Premier League. So no wonder we're looking at a guy like that. No wonder we're looking at a 13. He's got 13. We're looking at a thank you, Cornelius. 13. No wonder we're looking at an Ivan Toney, a guy who not only in the championship but also in the Prem can get you 20 goals a season. No wonder we're looking at these guys. No wonder we're looking at an Osimhen. No wonder we're looking at all around the world to find a guy who will consistently get us 18 to 23 goals a season. Because the other 10 and 10 will come from Saka and Martinelli and Odegaard and Rice and wherever else the goals sprinkle. But if our main striker cannot get us at least 18 goals a season, that's a problem. And our main striker is sitting at 3. I don't even know if he's going to get 10. That's where I'm at. I don't know if he's going to get 10. So for all you do, I appreciate it and I'm very grateful, but it's not good enough for me. I'm sorry, but it's not good enough. It's simply not good enough. You have to score goals. Like we say, Nicholas Jackson. Nicholas Jackson has had how many chances? Nicholas Jackson has more goals than you. Nicholas Jackson has more goals than you.
Fraudulent Jackson.
We just watched Nicholas Jackson miss a sitter today, a 1v1 chance today. So come on. Come on. I don't have time for it. I'm over it because at this point our team is in a place where I'm not gonna say it's do or die for us. I don't think it's do or die, but our team is in a very, very sweet spot. And it's in a spot where we want to take advantage of the players in the team that we have. And we can't take advantage of our striker that only has 3 goals halfway through a season. It's not acceptable, man. So that's where I'm at with it. I'm looking to buy a striker in January, and hopefully I'm waiting for Timber to come back, man. Timber and Tommy, honestly, both Timber and Tomiyasu to come back, because if Zinchenko, like I said, for the teams that we dominate possession, I would Zinchenko, please start 10,000%, because in the midfield you help break lines and you're very progressive, technically gifted. Great. For any team that has a Doku, a Grealish, a Salah, a Cole Palmer, anyone who has pace and is skillful, I need Timber or I need Tomiyasu to start. It's just clear as day, because now, last year you saw it. This year you also saw it. We lost to Aston Villa. We lost to Aston Villa because you got beat. We lost, or not lost, we drew Liverpool because we got beat. And that's a difference potentially between 6 points, or having 6 points and having 0 points. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man.
I feel you.
It's just unacceptable, man. That's all I'm looking at.
Like
outside of that, we look good.
Is a voguing disgrace.
It is a disgrace. It is a disgrace, man. And that's the thing. I don't even blame. You can't even blame Arteta, because we have no one else to go there. Like Kivior, I'm sorry, but he's just not. He doesn't fit the profile, and
he looked nervous. Why does he look always nervous?
Because
he's not ready to
know.
play here, man. He's not.
I don't think he's ready to play, and that's why he really hasn't. And I mean, he's played there when. I mean, he needs to, but even him. We played PSV during Champions League. Serginho Dest done him up.
Yeah.
If Serginho Dest is doing you up, and come on, man, come on, you might just be a taller city. Like, honestly, I'm good. I'm good. So give me Timber. Give me Timber. If I need someone who's going to match pace and power, give me Timber. Give me Tomiyasu back. Once we have those two back, it's completely different. It's a completely different side, and I think it shows. And when those two are back, I think it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a serious problem. It's going to be a serious problem.
All right, we see Luton Town.
Yeah, man. Let's get into predictions.
My predictions have been it's been the other way. So I don't know, man. I honestly wouldn't mind if we left there with a point. But I would like to see a win. These are the games we should win. So
wow, the mighty Chelsea.
3-0.
Yeah.
2-0.
You're afraid to go to Luton. You're
2-0.
afraid to go.
I think we beat them 2-0 or 3-0.
Yeah.
That stadium looks like just. You guys remember Uptown at Miami? It looks like it's just in the back of you know what I'm saying? The back. You go down that Mac and Joe's alley, you know what I'm saying? And then it's just like
that's crazy. CJ's alley.
Yeah, CJ's alley. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Shout out Miami,
Wait, hold on. Sorry, before y'all go, we also play Fulham on Sunday, because we won't probably record before the next one, since I haven't played my midweek game yet. Fulham away from home, I think 2-0. 2-0 win. Just get out of there. Get 3 points. They've been playing a little weak too recently. So
wow.
Yeah,
Willie and homecoming.
I hope don't even get me started. Please don't get me started.
Willie and homecoming, is that what you said?
It's not even a homecoming. Guy literally got kicked out of our team because anyway, continue.
They didn't love him like Kobe.
Yeah, United plays Nottingham Forest away from home. I think we get the 3 points. I think Højlund.
Not even you believe that.
I think Højlund scores, and I think Garnacho will get a goal or an assist. So, our two, and that's the future of United's attack right there. Those two, not the other.
MB.
You know what I'm saying? He can be, but
feed the kids. Yeah.
I mean, he has to feed himself. He has to. He's malnourished. He looks very malnourished. He needs to. But the assist definitely helps. But hey, I'm looking at those two guys and saying that's the future. So, yeah, I think that they'll get they'll get busy. But as far as the other teams in the top 4, let's quickly just look at where they're at. So in the standings, Liverpool plays Newcastle. Oh boy, on New Year's Day at Anfield.
Spicy.
That's going to be a good game.
At Anfield.
Liverpool's
Anfield,
taking
I think Liverpool's gonna take care of business there.
That honestly might be my lock of the week.
You guys always notice Cornelius is always picking his lock of the week first.
But I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
Pick your lock, nigga. Like
I thought we were gonna wait till the segment, but
okay, no, we can wait till the segment's over.
No, that's
fine. That's your lock of the week, Mike.
I had another one too.
City over Sheffield. That's my lock of the week.
Okay, thanks, Mike.
All right, we're for the locks of the week. They have to be minus 500.
Yeah.
Because
okay,
lock of the week is minus 1400. City's minus 1400 against Sheffield.
Everyone,
that's crazy.
take Mike's pick. Man City over Sheffield.
Yeah, no, I like that. Minus 500 or less. That's crazy.
Mine's gonna be United over Nottingham Forest.
Oh man, that's funny.
Really? I'm actually going to go out of the Prem. I will go Championship, Ipswich at home. They're gonna get a dub. Take a money
Over
line.
who?
They're playing. I think QPR. They play QPR.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ipswich over QPR this weekend. GRG for them too. They need a dub.
Yeah.
They drew against Leicester last match. So
actually, you know what? I'm gonna change my pick of the week, and
because you're not confident. I know.
No. It's just because I just saw this matchup, and I'm gonna ride the wave with you guys this week, and I'm gonna go with Aston Villa FC over Burnley. GRG. You heard it here first.
Yeah, no, I think that's going to be a GRG.
Villa are back because they're back.
You said Villa are back.
You know what I'm saying? Because they're back and they're going for the top 4. They're going for the Premier League title this year, everybody. And they're going to start. And they're going to start with the dub against.
Are you
Burnley at home?
Are you?
I gotta go, Salon.
So do all of us, Mike. Appreciate everyone for tuning in, and as always.